Hey guys, it's Lance Jordan from Bonita Wellness, and I'm here today with a special guest that I met a couple years ago at the Hoxsey Biomedical Center in Tijuana. And she and her friend Lori have come all the way from Boston. Lydia has come here for a checkup, and I wanted you to hear her success so far. So Lydia has come here for a visit this month in January here, and they topped it off by coming down to a really beautiful house down here about 50 miles from Tijuana on the beach, and they've been enjoying themselves here. But I want you to hear a little bit about Lydia's journey. Welcome back to Mexico.
Thank you.
How was your visit?
It was great, thank you.
Very nervous.
I am very nervous, but that's okay.
But I've been wanting to do this for a long time because Lydia has a very interesting story. So I wanted to introduce you to, this is Lydia Krog, and a lot of you will see her on the Facebook. She's pretty active on the Facebook page for us and helping people out there at the Hoxsey Clinic. And her good friend, Lori Lecure. Tell us a little bit about your first visit to Hoxsey and what transpired.
Well, my first visit to Hoxsey was supposed to be at the Biomedical Clinic, but the research and everything I was doing, I booked the wrong place. And I ended up going to the clinic. Lori couldn't come with me that time because she didn't have her passport, so she stayed in San Diego. And I got to the clinic and did my blood work, thought I was in the right place. All of a sudden I get a call from another clinic saying, you are in the wrong place. You need to jump in an Uber and go to this clinic. At that point I started to freak out. And Lance,
spinning in circles like the Tasmanian devil.
Actually, it was so funny today. I mean, when I was at the clinic on Friday, the receptionist remembered that from 2 years ago. She was like, "Oh, you're the person."
Yeah, it was a memorable.
It was
day.
a freak show.
It was a memorable day. It wasn't a freak show, but imagine you come across the border. You're
by yourself.
Originally from the UK, you've been living in Boston for a long time, never been to Tijuana, coming by yourself, your best friend can't come across the border, and all of a sudden you're in Tijuana and you find out you're at the wrong place, which you think that you're supposed to be in the right place, yada, yada, yada. So we sat down, I kind of gave you some options, and I said, look, this is where you're at, right? She was really bawling.
Yep.
Right? And recently diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And so she was kind of spinning in circles, and we sat her down, just gave her choices and said, look, I will take you to the clinic that you want to go to, but I don't think it's going to do much for you. But I think you landed in the right spot. And so we sorted it out. And so over the years, we've talked back and forth, just kind of helping with questions and things that you've had, kind of built up a friendship. The thing that amazes me about Lydia, and Lori will attest to this, is the transformation that Lydia has had in 2 years. From being someone who was just panicked about everything, and I think obviously a lot of times stress is a big part of it.
Absolutely.
And from your point of view, Lori, what have you seen as far as Lydia's changed, as far as dealing with stress in the last 2 years?
I think that her transformation has been more than just the transformation that we see in our blood work and all that she's actually a changed person from the time she came the first time.
Yeah. So going back before that, because before you had breast cancer, you actually had another thing.
Yep, I had uterine cancer, and I had a hysterectomy.
When you had uterine cancer, then what did you do? What was your treatment?
I had hysterectomy, and I had to do chemotherapy, and I had to do radiation. I didn't know any better. I did everything that the doctor told me that I was supposed to do.
Right.
Then I met with Lori, who is my health coach, and owned a gym at that time, and I changed my life, not just in my eating, but absolutely everything else. Eating, exercising, and
your environment.
Yeah, my environment completely changed. And that's when I went to the clinic and started my first 6 months.
But I think it's important to know that before that, you know, she came into the gym recovered from uterine cancer, and then you had 3 different cancer diagnoses from the time she walked into the gym until the time she walked into the Hoxsey Clinic.
Wow.
And she had several bouts with chemo and radiation until the last time she had chemo, she couldn't make it from my guest room to the bathroom. Wow. And we had been researching Hoxsey Clinic for, I want to say, up to about a year prior to that.
How did you guys first find out about Hoxsey Clinic?
Marie Carlson, who lives in Holden, wrote a book, And that's how ultimately she found out she was in the right clinic.
Because the book was in finance.
The book was in the finance office.
Yeah. What's the name of the book again?
I can't remember, but I know it's on the top shelf, and when you go into finance office.
Maybe I'll take a photo of it.
Well, I even showed Lori. I'm like, this is where I knew I was at the right place.
And Marie Carlson, who wrote that book, was basically told that if she didn't get treatment, she wasn't going to make it. And that was like, I can't remember exactly how long ago, like 40 years ago?
Mm-hmm. I think it was about
still
4 years ago.
Lives in our town.
Yeah, you actually
working at the police department.
You actually went and interviewed with her.
Yeah.
And she comes back, I want to say, what did she say?
Every year she visits, I think she said,
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's all word of mouth, there's no advertisement, so it is people finding it like that. A lot of times people will find it through research with Truth About Cancer. Ty Bollinger's done a great job with that. But for the most part, it's just finding it. And I meet people all over the world that have, they're from Iceland, and they're like, yeah, a guy down the street from me, his cousin went there 10 years ago, and he came all the way from Iceland, which is amazing. The diagnosis that brought you to Hoxsey was breast cancer, right? What was that? Everybody always wants to know, because there's so many different things.
What were the words that the doctor said on Friday? It was triple positive HER2, and that was the first time that I got diagnosed with that cancer, and I had a lumpectomy done, and I also did chemotherapy.
I think but I think it's important to. The other thing that is amazing is that the last time she had chemo and radiation, prior to that, she signed all the paperwork to have a double mastectomy, because that's what they wanted her to do in the United States, have a double mastectomy. And her and I talked about it, and we were both like, why don't we wait until Mexico? Let's just see. And so it was like a month, right? And then she comes back to Mexico, and they do an ultrasound, and there's no breast tumors. And this is because she's been on the tonics and all this. So if she had stayed in the United States and listened to their diagnosis, she would have went through a huge surgery that her body, I don't think, would have survived that at that point, because she was so sick. So.
Especially when you're hit with chemotherapy, if you didn't do radiation, but just chemotherapy, or did radiation
before a long time ago.
But if your immune system's down and then you hit it with trauma like a double mastectomy, that's hard to recover from. Not only just to recover from, but your immune system's already down, and you need your immune system to get rid of the cancer that's floating around, drifting around in your body. So that was definitely good advice. So you've been coming to the clinic
I just had my fourth visit.
Fourth visit, that's 2 years?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Every 6 months, yes.
Feels fast, huh? So 2 years, and now with this last visit, what did they tell you?
They did an ultrasound, and I have no cancer in my breast, and also my tumor markers are
all within the normal range.
Yeah, everything is in
like low end of normal. Yeah,
right.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and I gotta say, they have been coming down here for the last 4 years. First time
2 years. 2 years.
She came down without Lori 4 times. Came down without Lori the first time. Second time, I said, why don't you guys stay, or was it the second time or the third time? Third time. Stayed on the beach at the other place. So they kind of take a little mini vacation. They come down here from Boston, escape the winter in New England, and come down here. They escape the winter and they come down here. But I was watching you on the beach the other day, right? And there was a time, kind of chokes me up a little bit. There was a time you were looking out at the ocean. I was saying to Eric, our friend that's here with us today, and I was just saying, I can't imagine somebody telling me that my life could be very short, that my life is limited, and then you kind of take a leap of faith and you come to Mexico, of all places. You come to Tijuana, which is considered like this dangerous place to be. And then I see you down on the beach just looking out there, and I just think like, she must be thinking, wow, I have like my whole life ahead of me again, right? Is that, that's kind of how it feels.
It does.
So you're down here, and have you had a good week?
I have.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's all good. And Lori, as far as being an outsider, going to the clinic and seeing what the clinic is like, and after I think your husband said, you're not going to Mexico.
Yeah.
You're not going to Mexico with her, like a little bit afraid, like, I'm not letting you go there.
Yeah.
And now we talked to Tim the other night on the phone from here, and he can't wait to come here.
Right.
But so your view of the clinic and your view of the treatment that your best friend Lydia has received there, what do you feel about it?
So now I'm going to cry.
Don't make me cry.
I know. I think it's amazing, and I I feel really blessed to have been part of it because, you know, when she was sick, I was always afraid every time she went through treatment that this was going to be the time that she didn't make it through. And so to come down here and have her be healed by something,
running on the beach
today, and healed by something that's not poisoning her body, that is not, she's taking the tonics and she's able to walk and move and live like a normal human being. She's not sick in a bed, and me praying that she's going to be able to get up within the next 48 hours. So the atmosphere is totally beautiful at the clinic. The attention that the doctors give you, it's not like a 5-minute appointment and, you know, ABC equals D and you're out the door. They spend time with you. They're really there for you for the entire time that you're there. And they're thorough, and I think you leave there with peace of mind. More than you leave from traditional medicine. You know, traditional medicine is always like a percentage. They give you the percentage of the chance that it might work. So you don't never walk out thinking, if I do this, I'm going to be okay. And on top of it all, while you're doing it, you're so sick, your quality of life is horrible. And this is just the whole opposite experience of that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And kudos to you for helping her.
Thank you.
So you definitely need a support group, and you've had a great support group with your friends, with Lori and Tim. If you were in an elevator with somebody and you had 30 seconds and somebody's standing in the elevator and there's a woman behind you and she's talking to her husband about she's just been diagnosed with breast cancer, and you had 30 seconds, what would you do?
Have to go to Hoxsey. Absolutely 100%.
Really?
Yep.
Just
wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even think about it.
And you've had a good time. Actually, these girls have wandered around all over Tijuana and all over the place. And if you ever want to come down and just spend some time on the beach, you guys have found some great places.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Awesome.
During the trip, if you're escaping out of Canada or northern U.S. or somewhere over in northern Europe, this is a great place to come and visit for the winter and have a checkup. So.
Yep, it's great.
It's been
thank
great
you, Lance, and Lance, thank you.
It's been great getting to know you.
Yeah.
And I really am proud of you.
Thank you.
You stuck to this diet and you stuck to it so well. So, and she still has maybe another couple of years to go before she weans off of it, but it's just making her body stronger and stronger and stronger, so that, God forbid, she won't ever have to come back and see me.
That's true.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, that's the hard part. Is like people get healed and then they take off, and I'm like, okay, I'll never see you again.
We'll be back.
No
we'll
reason
be
to come
back.
All right.
We'll be back.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you, Lance.
Hey, if you guys need help, you can always get in contact with me at benitawellnessinfo@gmail.com. Or you can contact the Hoxsey Biomedical Center, www.hoxseybiomedical.com. Take care.
I just have to tell you,
because people don't listen.
The whole time I'm looking at you, I'm looking at that one hair on your nose.
Would you please pull it?
Yep.
For details about staying at the beach house where Lydia and Lori stayed during their visit to Hoxsey, contact me at benitawellnessinfo@gmail.com. Be well.